Hey everybody, okay. So here's a picture of Jordan Healy. He was the Michael Jackson impersonator who allegedly was on the subway yelling, they say erratically. Some people reported that he was yelling about food, that he wanted food. Uh, some say he was yelling about his personal life, just totally, fed up. Then you saw the news clip that said he was, yelling. I guess he was apparently, some said harassing people, the report said, and I guess he was scaring people. And this is where somebody gonna get mad. I can only speak my truth. Did he deserve to die for his actions? No. But here's a little factor that no one is talking about. He didn't deserve to die. I wish they could have subdued him a different way. There's so many crimes on the subway. We all know. We've seen the video. Oh my gosh, the guy pooping in the bag, put in a woman's face. So many women, you see they just punched. We've seen black girls that I've shown sitting there. A man talking about SA and the young black teenage women, talking about that he is a RAPIST to the young black teenage girls, saying horrible things to them in a sexual manner. Nobody did anything. And why is it that no one did anything? Because, well, most of the men that I saw when that happened were the black men. Why am I bringing that up? It's a culture thing. See, in the BC, again, he did not deserve to die. And I wish they could have subdued him a different way. What I'm going to tell you is in the BC, the black community was totally different. We're used to the chaos. Oh, yeah. The man had 44 prior arrests based on a report, yelling, upset. I think he lost it. Does that mean he should die? No. But here's a salient factor to understand. In the BC, especially black men, the collective of black men operate differently than the collective of other men. And that looked like a white guy to me. The collective of black men, they operate differently than the collective of white men. See, in those communities, they're used to taking charge. Something happens, they're not going to sit around. In most cases, I can't speak for everyone, but in most cases, from what I've seen, my opinion, in most cases, what you're not going to do is come around and scaring everybody and, acting all kind of way. It could be a mental issue. It could be, hey, I'm a badass issue. They take charge real quick, you see. And by this dude being a Marine, now I have seen something on Twitter saying, "Oh, guess what? That the guy that held him down with the chokehold method." I've seen on Twitter people saying, labeling him and his father as a supremacist. Okay, I cannot confirm or deny that, but what I can tell you, in the BC, we see stuff all day and we ignore it and leave it alone. We're not proactive. Why? We have a culture of self-hatred and we will hurt each other. Man, you might get cut to the white meat real quick. You might get dropped, tick-tock. So what do? Everybody's in their own world. We don't have a sense of community. Look, you don't even, the women and children are not even protected. If we're going to really be honest about it. So in the BC, you can do these things if you're a black man, and we're just going to ignore it and keep on going. You can be attacking a woman, attack children. We're going to ignore it and keep on going. You can have men. Very few men will get involved. And then you see cases where some men will get involved. Next thing you know, they end up dead. Why? Because that does to get extra mad when it's somebody brown like them and they go for the kill. The kill switch just seems to flip. So in the black community, things like this happen every day and it's just ignored. Oh, it's a black man. Oh, he's acting out. It is just ignored in the BC. Understand? It is just totally ignored in the BC. In other communities, guess what? Not so much. They're not having it. Hate to tell you, that's why their communities are safer. You're not going to have them typically where a woman is being attacked by a man and the other man pull out the camera and say, "Oh, I got on tape. Look at that. Well, they say they strong. They say they strong." And when you have a sense of community, you can do that. This community is too broken. We're used to it being unsafe. We are used to being unsafe. If that man had to punch somebody, especially a black woman, it would have been, "Oh, I hope he get the help that he need. I hope he get the help that he need." Mental illness, and it could be. But here's the thing you have to learn. You don't know what you're going to encounter in larger society. So when a lot of them, they see stuff going on like that fool that was in West Palm Beach at their Dollar Tree, and yes, been there a many day. He was in there yelling. It is frightening. It was frightening. He was in and yelling like a fool. One guy telling him to get out the store. You have black women going, "How they going to tell him to get out the store?" Well, he was up there yelling like a fool and threatening people and saying he was going to call somebody, and the person never did show up. Call, yeah, come up here and get me. Standing near the door, he was just acting a fool. So as one dude was talking to him, the other dude came behind him. You can see the eye contact. And what did they do? They subdued that fool and called the police. And when the police came, what did he do? This Negro did a whole about turn. Oh, officer, hey, y'all know me. Wait a minute. You were just being Mr. Badass and having everybody terrified. Now the cops are here. Oh, the cops already know you. Yeah, because he was well known by the police. They've been calling him before. I think he was mentally challenged. But being even mentally challenged, he wanted to give off. He saw people were fearful of him, and they just gave him the juice to keep on going. So this here to me, again, it's unfortunate that he did die, but this lets you know, see, in other communities, they're not having all this here. You're not finna roll up in here and get everybody scared, and you just start hollering and screaming. It could be mental illness. It could be that you're angry. And when people lose everything and they have nothing, oh yeah, that can affect you mentally. You darn Skippy. That's also what you get as a community when you don't want to build or promote those who want to build. You want to tear everything down. So this right here, it's unfortunate, but it's showing you two different cultures. Again, did he deserve to die? The answer is no. But it's letting you know that in other cultures, you're not going to come running amok. You may encounter some men that believe in, quote, handling things. He had 44 wrists. They said he was harassing people. That makes it very scary to ride the train. Can't even ride in peace. So I'm sorry to tell you, this is a cultural issue. We're used to the drama and the trauma, and we just ignore it and go on our way. Those young black girls, they would talk. There were two black men around, and no one tried to stop that black man. They didn't say a darn thing. And he was saying horrible things of a sexual nature. And he said that he was a rapist. He sure did. He was saying horrible things, getting close to those girls. Oh my, it was horrible. I wish this chicken would stop. If he's not breathing now, hallelujah, drinks on me. That's what we're used to. Why? Because, again, not saying he should be dead, but we're used to the dysfunction. That's what the hood is all about. Dysfunction and mayhem, and ain't nobody protected but the black men. So in our world, yes, in the hood world, let him just walk down that train station, and so what? Would just ignore it now, and he get the hollering and yelling and threatening people and scaring folk. See, here's the whole thing we don't talk about. Sometimes when people do that and they see fear, that can cause things to go a little bit further. And I'm sorry to tell you, honey, the only thing is this time, Peter kind of beat him to the punch. I'm sorry to tell you. Sometimes when people say, "Oh, I got everybody scared," that gives them the boost. Next thing you know, they might reach out to somebody. But in this case here, this dude, a Marine, he done beat him to the punch. So some people handle up. It's the difference in cultures. I wish they could have subdued him. Okay, once they got his hand down, take your arms away from his neck, wait till the police come. But it didn't happen that way. It didn't happen that way. See, what works on the hood streets doesn't work on the main street. How many times you seen Becky and them get into an issue? The white man come to the forefront, and then you'll see a black one. He jumps in too, And it's like, so are you jumping in because she's white? Or you saw those white men and you want to look like you're a man too? Because typically in our neighborhood, in the black community, they just stand back and just look, well, they strong. So this man had 44 prior arrests. That doesn't matter. Oh, it does matter. It shows you a pattern of behavior. And that's what happens when you have men that look like this, when we have black men that don't build a darn thing. All they do is take, use the community, then run. When they get on, they run the hell on. That's what happens when you don't build, or you don't try to support those that do build that look like you. Because guess what? There's a different understanding. And maybe if you can support the ones that build in your community, they have an understanding of you, you may have a better chance of getting the job. They handle things differently. Why? It's a cultural thing. But this culture right here don't want to build nothing. The men build for all other groups, and then once you come across a man that's not raised by the mama, okay, because the daddy didn't care, that's why he wasn't there, doesn't grow up in a fatherless home, they're raised to be men to handle things. Things like this happen. Hate to tell you. And it's just like with all these stores, like I'm willing to bet you, with all these little stores that the hood done ran out, Walmart and what have you. Note to self, let this be a lesson to you. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little warning, sweetie. So if you think that what you gonna do is go to those other neighborhoods and you gonna act a superfood, this might be waiting on you. Note to self. See, these are things we don't want to talk about. Again, I don't want the man to be dead. But we have a history of behavior, and that's what that behavior got him. He done ran across one in their community. They're used to handling things. That's why it's less crime. Sometimes they are used to handling things. In our community, we see the kind of behavior person hollering out. You just go on and you just keep your head down, and you hope that they don't come your way, and you live to see another day. But there are other communities that they're not gonna have it. So this right here, 44 arrests. We can't negate the fact that it happened. That shows a behavior issue. We need our own resources. Well, guess what? This community is not about building. People that have resources, we want to go ahead and we want to always try to get over on and take from. So this is what you get. A cultural thing, you just leave this black man alone in the hood, and if he does something, oh well, the women say they're strong. Folks are scared. That's why the hood is unsafe now. Because why? Irrational behavior is tolerated, it's protected. Guess why? It's expected. What we do every day as a collective. It's expected. So then when this happens, and you're in with the other community, and they're like, okay, I don't know if they gave him a warning like to stop, and maybe he didn't. I don't know. Wasn't there. Thank goodness wouldn't want to be there. But this lets you know. I'm telling you, I for real. Other communities act differently. And this is what some black people need to understand. So for those of you with Montrese and Little TT, they have torn up the neighborhood stores. This is your lesson right here. Get ready. You've torn up the neighborhood stores, okay? You've robbed everybody. So guess what? This is going to be your fair warning. So when your Walmart is shut down due to thievery and a whole lot of crime, you're going to go ahead and drive an extra mile and go down to Becky's community and Peter and maybe El Hombre's community. You're going to go down there and then you're going to find your little place down there and start acting a news flash. They might hashtag your ass. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to tell you that, and it sounds tacky. But yeah, so it's a cultural thing. In the black community, things like this happen all the time. You just ignore it. We're used to it. Dysfunction, yeah. And you don't say anything because, again, a black man says something, oh my, he might get shot and killed. This right here, they're not playing with you. They operate way, hella differently. They still probably, okay, everybody's getting scared. I'm a Marine. And I bet that's what his thinking was. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and handle this. Again, some are saying the guy and his dad has some kind of ties to white supremacy. I cannot confirm or deny that, but I did see that on Twitter. But yeah, 44 arrests. Mental illness. Where's the family at? Where are they? Y'all couldn't get your boy any help? So no, just let them have mental illness. This is what happens when you come from a whole line of men that don't want to build. They do not. They build for everybody else but their own. And then when stuff happens, it gets out of hand. They want to holler. They shouldn't have did that to him. Well, as a collective, especially us with all this over $1 trillion in spending. What y'all been doing? Hello, what y'all been doing? Anybody try to build anything? Because see, if you could do that, you would have your own hospitals for Black women to stop the mortality rate. They're giving birth to your kids and then end up dying in these hospitals. A rich Black woman will have a better chance of dying than a poor white woman. Gee, why do you think that is? What have the men built? Or you have mental ill, or it happens a lot in the Black community. What's the community doing about it? Oh yeah, they're supporting every other nationality to make sure they have money because they're scared somebody that looks like them gonna get rich. This is what happens when you don't build. And so the way that we may think as a collective, other people are not buying it. See, there's Blackistan, and there's a whole other world out there that operates differently. And that's the part in Blackistan that our people don't understand. So things like this here, I'm telling you, with these little stores that's shutting down and they're going away because little teeth them that done ran theirs out of business. I'm here to let you know, if you're from Blackistan with this kind of mentality, when you go into the other people's land for your little shopping because you don't tore up everything they tried to give you and stole so much, these kind of things are going to happen to you. They're used to taking charge. A Marine, they're used to taking charge. I told you about the story before with the guy. They were getting into it, and I'm like, "Hey, y'all need to stop," which I will never do again. Getting into it, and so one guy was walking up. I really shouldn't have, but I was like, "Y'all cut it out. No, let's not do this kind of thing." And so the one guy, as I was standing there, I kind of moved back a little bit. And the other man thought he pushed me. The Hispanic man thought he pushed me. He said, "Oh yeah, I saw what he did to you." And I was like, I didn't even see that man. And he said, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna handle it." And I'm like, I said, "Sir, no, he didn't. He didn't hit me." He said, "It's okay." I said, "He didn't touch me." He said, "But when I saw your body move," I said, "I was backing up because I was trying to stop them." And being a female, like, it's gonna stop. But then the guy started walking a little closer, so I just moved my feet back. I was not touched, honest to goodness. The guy was like, "No, I'm waiting for him to come out the store." He says, "No, I'm going to handle him. I'm from Georgia. Where we come from, you don't put your hands on a woman." I saw what he did to you. And I think he just saw my body moving back and the guy coming toward me. But no, it calmed down. And thank goodness I was like trying to tell him, "Sir, I'm okay. No one touched me. I promise you, nobody touched me." And luckily a Black woman, she was like, "Sir," she said, "Listen, I'm sitting over here in my truck." He said, she was trying to get in between those people talking, which I will never do again. And she said, "Trust me." She said, "I saw her." She said, "The woman, he did not touch her at all. He didn't touch her." I was like, "Please, sir, it's really okay. I'm not in any danger." They had a squabble and it did stop. He says, "I'm waiting to come outside. I saw him put his hands on you." No, he didn't put his hands on me. Okay. But I'm glad the kind of guy was there. See, the hood, we don't understand that. And then when a few Black men have done that, they end up getting killed. You can't win for losing. Black man in the club, telling a Black man, "Don't harass the ladies." This fool, what does he do? He waits in the parking lot, kill the Black man down. That's the hood for you. I'm sick of it. I told my friend today, we had a conversation in business. No, thank you. You can give $1,000. No, thank you. I don't want to hear about baby mama and little TT. I already know how the game works. They put her out front. They need to go to a man. I will be done if I'm done. So this right here, note to self. Hate to tell you, this is going to happen a lot. A whole lot of crimes going on the subway. People scared. It shouldn't have happened. But you know what else shouldn't have happened too? What shouldn't have happened was he had 44 arrests. Where's his family? Let me guess. I bet family's nowhere around because he's of no value and he probably was problematic. 44 arrests? Come on now. Come on. Let's be real. But does having 44 arrests mean he deserves to be dead? No. But this lets you know, again, it's a cultural thing. In the BC, you can walk around and do it all day. That's probably how we got to the 44 arrest. That's what they do. We're used to the drama and the trauma because guess what? That's what Dusty's bring. We're used to it. Other cultures, maybe not so much. They have dust buckets too. But you never know. You're going to come across one that sees probably people looking a little scared, fearful. Listen, all I can say is when that Black man was on that train and saying to those girls about, that he is a rapist and saying he was saying horrible things to them. It's on the Patreon, just sickening. Oh my gosh. I can tell you this, and you may not like it. That Marine that got a hold of this man right here, I wish he got a hold of that Dusty and maybe not choke him out, but handle things. See, when you have a community, you give a darn. I'm sorry. And put things in check. Now sometimes it goes too far. I don't know if he was thinking. I think he's probably thinking, I'm gonna be the savior for the day. I'm gonna calm this down. People are scared. I'm gonna go ahead and nip this in the bud. And the older two men handling him. I just wish he had to pull his hand down from his neck because you're choking him. You understand? But that man that was talking to those black girls, saying that he was a rapist. There were two black men around and nobody said a damn thing. Didn't say a damn thing. No one said a damn thing. So this right here is going to be a wake up call for the hood. Oh, it is. This is going to be a wake up call. And don't be surprised when you run out the stores in the neighborhood and you go to other communities and you want to act out. Don't be surprised. You may have some of them that's like, hey, we're not going to have this in our neighborhood, and they may just pull up on you. They shouldn't have held him there for 15 minutes like that, choking him. I think once he got him down, he just should have stop right there. Sir, calm down. You're scaring everybody. Well, you know what I'm saying? It could have gone differently and wait till the police come. But see, he got him in that chokehold. And of course, your body's going to squirm. So I can see how that happens. Again, doesn't justify, but in my opinion, lets you know in this community, anything goes. And we see it every day. We're used to the dysfunction. But there are other communities. They are taught to protect their own. I'm sorry. They're taught to be men. They're going to step in. This one stepped in and it went too far. He was choked. Holding down the arms didn't do it. That chokehold, 15 minutes. Oh my God, of course. But that's what happens. 44 arrests, that's part of his life. Where are the black men to handle things? It's hard to be with his people because we have so much dysfunction and self-hatred and so much jealousy. So when you're at the bottom of the barrel, guess what? You have to take what you take what you get. Where were the community centers? Where were the jobs for people like this that maybe on the down to the last dime mental illness? Where were those places? Why aren't the black millionaires and billionaires helping you out? Hmm. That shouldn't have happened, and he shouldn't have 44 arrests either. Where were the resources? Oh, the community doesn't have any. That's right, I forgot. They're busy building for Becky. Right, Michael Strahan? How you doing, bruh? The wealth goes to everyone else but people that looks like them. So guess what? What goes down in the hood street, not necessarily on Main Street. So yeah, note to self, let this be an example. It is very unfortunate. Again, I wish what he could have done once they got him down, take your hand off his neck. I mean, come on, bro. 15 minutes, anybody gonna die. I wish he could have done that. Take your hand off the dude's neck, and that's it. That would have been preferred. But think about it. This is what happens when you don't build. You could have had all these black doctors. You could have had a black psychiatric ward. You could have had a business that maybe persons before it gets to this point. See, before it gets to this point, okay, you can go here so and so and work on a job. Before it gets to this point, so and so, okay, they said it was hot about food. Well, so and so, you can go here. We have our own food pantry. What's Michael Jordan doing for y'all? You keep buying those J's and sneakers. I know he bought Becky and a yacht that's like, oh my God, I think it's over $100 million. Last I checked. Woo! Look at all the black billionaires. What they doing for you? Straight hand, Brian McKnight? Oh, that's right. It wouldn't be Brian because I think Brian said he didn't like. Yeah, so if he doesn't like his first wife, he's not going to like the community. Just saying. But these are things to think about. How do we even get here? How does this happen? So we're used to dysfunction in Blackistan. We just ignored and let it go on, and he would have lived to see another day. But now he's encountered the Marine. He's encountered somebody who wants to, oh, I think I can handle this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and handle up. And look what happened. Held him down 15 minutes. I mean, dude, like I said, I think once he got him down, he just should have moved. If he could just hold his shoulders down, that's it. But he kept that chokehold on him. Was it an intentional accident? I don't know. But what I can tell you, I think more cases like this will happen because the hood is turning up their own stuff and they're going to start to venture out. And when that behavior starts to venture out of other communities, you never know what you're going to encounter. And what works in the hood street don't work on Main Street. So it's tragedy all around. Where are the places, all these rich black men that are athletes? I didn't say you went to MIT, but you at least know how to run with some kind of ball and do something. Where are the places that you're building for the other black men so this won't happen? This is what poverty gets you, you see. What are you building? They have all kind of places, other people that set up together, and you look up, it's for, they pretty much say, oh, we can help you get something over here, help you over there. Why? They're building. But this is what happens when you have a community of people, especially the men that just are always destroying. And you get so down, now this person done lost it, oh my Lord, in public, acting up. Acting up. Acting up big time, and now they call themselves, this person go, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to handle it. And look what happened. He lost his life. So that's unfortunate. But what I want to know, out of 44 arrests and all that, that's what happened when you have a community that loves drama and dysfunction, and the men refuse to build. Everything is on the woman. The men refuse to build. So then when you encounter other men from a different culture, sometimes the response that you may want or you're expecting, you may be expecting no response. Guess what? They operate differently. And we saw what happened here. They didn't just sit down and just let him, as they said, he was yelling and terrifying people. Again, some said he was yelling about food. I think when a person is yelling about food and saying if they're like hungry, I think the person just has snapped, lost everything, nothing, and just have lost it. That's what I think. I really do. So this here, it's unfortunate, but I think it shows the difference in cultures, how the collective of men handle things. I really do. And unfortunately, it led to his death. That man made a decision, and then the other guys held him down. Last I heard, he wasn't charged. Now they're saying it was labeled as a homicide. But I'm going to tell you this right here. All the crime that's happening in the subway, I would not be surprised if nothing much happens because there's so much crime on that subway. People are scared and people are tired. And people are not going to say what I'm thinking. A lot of them are thinking, oh, I'm glad he was there. I feel a little bit safer because I was scared. That's what people are not going to say. I guarantee you somebody was thinking because they're tired of this nonsense. I guarantee you, again, the one that told us black girls that he was a RAPIST, man, I wish that Marine had been on that train. Oh, I wish he was on that subway at the time, scaring those young black girls. Oh my God, it was horrible. Just to watch the video. Oof. I wish I would have had some bear mace just to mace that old. Ooh. But in the BC, we're used to the dysfunction. And so when someone's intervened, it goes out of hand, we are mad in Blackistan. But we don't want to talk about how it got there. So I know my opinion is going to be different. A lot of people are going to take issue with it. I understand. Okay. We can agree to disagree. But that's how I feel about it. I'm not going to say, oh my goodness. Sometimes an action causes a reaction. So when you have limited resources and you don't build because the collective of men are, when they get wealth, they build for other communities, guess what? Your community is going to suffer. Oh yeah. They're going to suffer. And that's why you don't have places that can help people like this. We're waiting. Oh, well, inclusion, what the state can do. Really? Really? And even if they can do something, they look at a background sometimes. 44 arrests, a lot of them will be backing up. I'm sorry, darling. They're going to be like, yo, not this guy. But how did it get there? I bet, I wonder if he grew up in a fatherless home. Where's his father? Where is his dad? I bet you I would not be surprised. Again, I can't confirm or deny, but I would not be surprised if he grew up in a fatherless home. Disappearing daddy is not there because he doesn't care. And that's how you have a grown man, 44, arrest. Upbringing, the community, what he's used to. They said he was hollering that he was hungry. That's what happens when you have a fatherless home and you have men that don't build. But when it comes to women and children, they're quick to kill. Anyway, I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share again. I know some people are gonna take issue with it. I'm not saying it's okay that this happened to him, but look at a bigger picture. And as for little TT, this might be your warning lesson. Again, when you get ready to go out, because y'all don't tore down the community, and you're gonna go out to other communities and you're gonna act up, woo woo, son. You don't want none. I will not be surprised. More things like this will start to happen. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And here's one last thing I want to show you on Twitter. I forgot about it. This lady, she said, now these are two black men that are on the train. She says, watch that man die and did nothing. That head and hairline told me everything I need to know. Girl. And she's referring to this man in the purple. And then someone else said, and I believe this person was there. I didn't see him in the video when they were murdering Jordan. I think he came in after they murdered Jordan. But if he was there, that was blanked up. Who was the person recording, though? That I don't know. This person said, ma'am, that's a screenshot I took of the video. So I guess the truth recorded it. She said, that's a screenshot I took of the video after they just killed him. You can see him wearing that purple in the background as Jordan was being murdered. So she's saying he was there when it happened. I mean, she says, I mean, his expression explains it all and what he just witnessed while doing nothing. There were men around when George Floyd had that nail in the neck. And some said, hey, they could have rushed him. Well, they would have got shot. That's a possibility too. But see, as she said, she recorded it. She said you can see him wearing the shirt in the background as Jordan was being murdered. So she said he was there. The black men didn't get involved. Nah, they didn't. They didn't get involved. And they probably didn't get involved because they saw the white men and thought, they might attack me too. That's the community. That's what we're used to doing when we see drama. We stand back and look at it. Ooh, I got my camera. She said, I mean, she said, ma'am, that's a screenshot I took. So she was obviously there. The video after they just killed him, you can see him wearing the purple in the background as Jordan was being murdered. So she's like, why they didn't do anything? They're black men. Seriously? I mean, his expression explains it all and what he just witnessed while doing nothing. So no one can say, hey, let it be a black woman. Hell, I'm pulling up. Wait a minute. What's going on? I don't care if it is some white men, black men. Let it be a black woman. Or you're going to hear from Simply. And I'm not a big girl. But you're not finna sit there and hold a woman down. Oh, no, honey. They might have to get us both. No, we're not. I'll be filming too. But No. I'm sorry. I got to pull up. I'm not having it. No, you're not. They got a sister down there, a black woman, trying to hold her down. No. We're going to hold her a certain way. I'm going to help get your hands off her neck. We're not having it. You don't see, just the thought don't kind of ram me a little hot. Let it be a sister. No. Well, they might get you, sweetie. I have a few resources. I can protect myself. You might be arrested. Yeah, that'll be a first. I'm sure I will be let out. But no, we're not going to do. I'm not going to just stand there and let them do that to no sister like that. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I just no. And I don't mean to be no tough person, but no, that's what we not going to do. No, No, you don't press the button. See, so let me stop the video. But yeah, this is Pakistan. This is what we do. And then if you do get involved, well, they might get shot or get killed. That's the culture of Pakistan. So when these things happen, that's what we're used to. Stand around and look at that. Huh, well, golly. Look at that. That's Blackistan. That's the culture. And that's why I said this right here just shows us a difference in the cultures. How people react, our behavior. When that happened with George Floyd, remember that some of them were blaming the black women. Lord have mercy. But this is very typical. So they can go over and say, hey, dude, you got him down. I tell you what, get your hand off his neck. I'm going to help you hold him down. But get your, just stand back. Stand, in the word of Stevie Nick. Stand back, stand back. I'm serious. Stand back. Stand back, y'all. We don't get involved in that. And if they stand and watching a black man, child on black on you can forget that. Well, they say they strong. I ain't supposed to get involved. So yeah, this here to me again, it shows it just shows the cultures. Some cultures take pride and they used to, they'll handle up. We're a culture, there's so much violence, people scared to get involved. And our own is quick to kill each other. And then, to be honest, most of them really don't even care. We don't even care. So in the BC, just let the man act crazy. That's why I got those 44 arrests. And just hope he don't do anything. But in other communities, it works a little differently. It's a different culture. And they don't just stand by sometime and just let you act a fool. And that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you. In these little places where they don't shut the stores down, here come little TT and them going elsewhere. Little TT, y'all finna be in for a surprise when y'all think y'all finna tear up Beck in them store. Or you finna go in there robbing. Might be in for a little surprise. Anyway, kind of a long video. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. This time I'm like really out. Okay. Simply Said on YouTube. Love you guys. Please stay safe. Love you so much.